Meghan and Sierra, congratulations on your special day. I know you've been waiting for this day for a long time, and the day you've been looking forward to is finally here. Since you've lived together for some time now, you obviously know each other pretty well. And Sierra, by now you know of all of Meghan's quirks and idiosyncrasies and how goofy and stubborn she can be sometimes. And you also know how sweet, caring, loving, passionate, and compassionate of a person she is. But just to remind you, I wanted to share some stories of some of the greatest examples of these traits, as seen through the eyes of me, her father, that I remember and cherish most about Meghan. Sierra, first and foremost, the fact that you both arrived here safely today probably means you drove. Driving has not always been one of Meghan's stronger skill sets. To illustrate, let's start from day one. She finally got her license right after her 16th birthday. I promised to get her a car if grades were up, which they were. So as she was shopping for a car, I noticed she was looking at brand new $20,000, $30,000 cars. I also noticed the first thing she would zoom in on was the radio. At that time, the iPod connected radios were just starting to be installed in newer vehicles. So I showed her online that I could put a brand new aftermarket radio in for under a couple $100. So armed with that piece of knowledge, I took her out car shopping. We found a sporty little 2004 Pontiac Sunfire. It had the old-fashioned roll-down windows, which she thought was brand new and a luxury, since she'd never seen that before. She loved it. I paid just a few thousand for it, and I installed a fancy new $200 radio that she could connect her iPhone to, and she thought she was the hottest thing this side of the Mississippi. The day we brought the car home, she was going to pick up her friends for lunch and drive on her own for the first time. We spent all morning detailing that car. We vacuumed it, washed it, polished it, even put Armor All Shine on the wheels. She even had me drive it down the street so she could see how sexy she would look when she was driving it. Those were her exact words. Satisfied that she'd be the coolest cat on the block, she set out to meet her friends. She comes back about 4 hours later, walks in the house and says, "Hey, did you get my text?" There was no text. "Oh, well, I might have tapped your car here a little bit here. Stupid neighbors were walking down the street, and as I pulled out, when I left, I tried to make sure I didn't hit them, and I may have scraped your car, as if it was their fault." Sure enough, she didn't just scrape my car, she put a huge dent in my fender. Surprisingly, just a scratch on her car. So day one, she didn't even make it out of the driveway before her first accident, which she told me about 4 hours later. I wish this was the end of her driving fiascos, but unfortunately it's not. Fast forward to her first winter driving her car to school. The first week we had snow, she was racing to school late as usual and slid on the ice and ran a curve. Thankfully, it was into the ditch and not oncoming traffic. Me and a kind police officer were able to push her out of the ditch, to which I was rewarded with a several $100 repair bill for a bent axle and bent rim. Later that week, she came into our development too fast and skidded into the snowbank. A neighbor helped dig her out. Then later in the same week, she was coming in too fast into our driveway and planted herself in the snowbank at the end of our driveway. The neighbor boy came out and helped dig her out of that one. So not a banner week for Megs. A few years later, she repeated the same feat when coming home from St. Cloud. Only this time, she took out the mailboxes of both me and my neighbor. Glad she was not hurt and nothing a six-pack for the neighbor and buying a couple new mailboxes couldn't fix. Now on to some of the more endearing qualities of Megs. Sierra, you're undoubtedly aware of her love and passion for animals. Since she's been with you, she got her first cats, Maggie, and then soon after Charlie. I think I've maybe seen Charlie a couple times, since every time I come over he's hiding under her bed somewhere, so I don't have a picture of him. And finally, her dog Kita, whom she spends a lot of time training and caring for, and posting TikToks of. To further drive home the point about Meghan's compassion for animals, she recently picked up a cat she found on the highway or at a gas station or something like that. She brought it home and nursed it back to health, and in the process found out the cat was pregnant. It had its litter, and Meghan cared for the kittens until suitable homes could be found for all. True compassion. I just love that about Meghan. But even before Kita and her cats, Meghan had a beagle she got from her Uncle Charlie back when she was in about the 6th grade, named Toby. Meghan loved him so much, and the feeling was mutual. Sadly, after 14 years, Toby got cancer and eventually crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. He is with you in spirit today, I am certain. Also over the years, we've had various forms of fish and hamsters, and other than Toby, whom we have in an urn, we quite literally have a pet cemetery out in the weeds in the backyard. I have officiated over several funerals of fish and hamsters. Meghan's compassion also extended to those who are less fortunate than her, and she is a bright light for so many. One example is when Meghan took on the Operation Christmas Child mission at our church, Central Lutheran, in Elk River. Meghan coordinated the effort by speaking in front of the church congregation and also various youth and community groups to urge for their help and donations. From October to after Thanksgiving, she would sit in the narthex and collect boxes throughout all 3 church services, answer questions people had, and help pack boxes with donated supplies. The Operation Christmas Child mission really took off under Meghan's tenure, and she also worked with the local regional leaders for the mission. Our church became a central drop-off point for all the other churches in the area. Meghan also applied to go on the mission to drop off the boxes on the other side of the globe. The application was an intense videotape process, including recommendation interviews from pastors and other church leaders. She even got the entire congregation to shout out "Good luck, Meghan" on the video application, and that was pretty cool. Ultimately, there were only a couple spots from the Central United States region who could get selected, and she did not make the final cut. But the mission she grew was really amazing, and we are so proud of her. The mission created so many lasting memories that our family will cherish forever. Finally, beneath her chill exterior, Meghan is also a very passionate and competitive person. You don't want to unleash that tiger. An example of this passion and competitive spirit is that Meghan was a pretty good lacrosse player. I think the team was in its 2nd year when she joined in 7th or 8th grade. And as the program grew, Meghan grew right along with it. And the Elk River girls lacrosse team finally made the state tournament her senior year. They were 1 and out, but it was quite an accomplishment nonetheless, and we are so proud of her. She lettered that year and also received a Coach's Choice Award. Meghan and her friend Jenna also helped coach Elk River Youth Lacrosse in the summertime, including Kenzie's team. So many fun and cherished memories for our family, especially when she got to play and compete against her cousin Maya, who was 4 days older than Megs and played for Albertville St. Michael. So Meghan and Sierra, I hope by sharing a few of my favorite memories of Meghan and the gifts she's brought to our lives, that also serves as a reminder to both of you to continue to share your gifts with each other and to lean on each other when you need lifting up. There's just so much noise out there. I mean noise. I did not just say nose, I meant noise. But seriously, stay focused on each other. Don't sweat the small fish. Focus on the big fish, which is your love for each other, and you will win. Love always wins. Okay, I know I took it a bit too far with that stupid fish metaphor. I did not mean to reduce your love for each other to a fish. But I just have really fond memories of fishing with both my girls and wanted to sneak a few more pictures in this little video. The real point was you are both a good catch and are keepers in my book. Sorry, I couldn't resist one more fish pun. I'll stop now. Plus I'm entering sappy dad lecture territory here. So Sierra, officially now, welcome to our family. Meghan and Sierra, this day marks a new chapter in your journey, and Michelle and I are here to support you and are so happy for you. Congratulations on your special day.